Hello, it's Cat's Life Gaming, and today I'm back in Minecraft doing another build for all of you. So today's build, why does it look like there's two eyes in that house? Okay, I'm gonna be doing another build, and I'm gonna be doing like a greenhouse sort of thing. It's not gonna be literally green. It's just going to be a greenhouse sort of thing. So yeah. That is what I'm going to be doing. So let's get started. So for this greenhouse sort of thing, you can, again, this one's totally customizable like the last one, like the treehouse. If you haven't seen that one, link in the description. But starting off with the things that I'm using, or I used, I built this once, so this might take me a little while to actually do. No, there's gonna be cuts. It's just, if it takes too long, I'll figure it out. I have pictures and everything written down. I have everything, and there's a cow. Welcome. So, yeah. So for the wood part, I have this trim with the dark wood planks. If you'd like to use logs, or if you're gonna follow exactly, or you're gonna just change the wood types, either do a log or the wood. I'm just gonna do the wood. I didn't do that on my original one, but I didn't know this was a thing before, or what it even was, so now I know. And if you want to use the logs, it's gonna have to be a little bit more precise going up because of the inside here and below. The wood is actually clear all the way around, and yes, it does go like a certain direction, but at least like it's all covered, so it looks very nice. So that's the first thing to get clarified right away. So what you're going to need for this is just wood planks or whatever you're going to use for the base, and trim. That's what I'm using for trim. Glass pane or glass, or both. I'm using both for two different things. You could just use glass if you just want that one. I'm using birch doors, dark oak stairs, glowstone for some lighting on the inside instead of torches, or I think I added torches as well, but that's for higher up than lower down. I have a grass block that's not necessary. I just have it just in case if I break the ground, because I do that all the time, and then I never have it when I need it. So yeah. So to start off, it is 20 long like that. So I'm going to go over here and just start going with the trim one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you're going to want to go 18 that way. Okay, and then fill in the other side, connect it. So then this is what it will look like once you are finished. And then this part of it is 8 tall, so you're just want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then do that on all 4 of the corners. So once you're done with that, you'll have it'll look like this. So then you're gonna just want to do this, or you could just fill it in with glass or glass panes, whatever works or you would like. So I'm going to just do 1 layer of dark oak planks on each side like this. Just 1 little layer, and then I'm also going to go up on both sides of this like that. but not all the way up because I'm going to leave another layer for this to go across like that. If that makes sense. So I'm going to do that. So then you're just going to go across like this one block from the top. So that'll be 7, actually 6 up there. So then you just have that one little flap there so then you can just get it across. So then you're going to want this on each of the sides. To do that, it kind of looks like this. And then what you're going to want to do on the front side, you're going to want to count 10. So that's in the middle, break the 2. I always do 2 blocks. I don't know. That's just something I always do. And then put the doors and look out, make sure that looks like the middle, just in case, because I was worried I counted wrong on accident. Okay, and then you're just going to want to build it up around the door like that. So then it just has a little, because if you put glass panes just right above the door and around it like this, there's this weird gap. You could use glass. If you're using regular glass, you don't have to do that. So I'm going to put the glass panes in this area, just fill it all completely with the glass panes or the glass, whatever you are using or which one you prefer. You could also use colored. I just use plain because I like the plain one. I am so terrible at placing the glass. So then it will look like this on the front. So you're going to want to do that on all 4 sides. Alright, so once you are done, it's going to look like this. So then there's nice glass. I didn't choose to make the whole thing glass because I like the little like borders around it and the extra, just that. I like this look, but you could totally make it all glass. So then that's what it should look like, and then we're just going to add the wood on top, like right where the little extra piece is. Just add the wood there. It's going to kind of, I still want it going the same direction, so that's why I have that part on first, so that I can, so then I can just put this on like this and hopefully make it work, but it's going to be a little bit slower. So you're going to do that on all 4 sides, like this, on top, just like the bottom, just on the top part. So once you do it on all sides, if you do this, if you don't do that, just build up the normal, whatever block you used up there, so then it's 8 tall. And it is going to be taller. You could block off the roof and just put it in flat. I actually made the roof kind of like that, but not exactly. And no, you're not going to want to change the floor, because if it's a greenhouse, we're not going to need to replace the floor, which is probably the easiest part of this. So you don't have to dig up all of that and then fill it all in. That's what I like about this, is you don't have to do that. So so next is the roof, which you're going to want to, on top of this block here, the 8th one, I believe. Yes, the 8th block. You're going to want to put stairs, so all the way across. If you don't want to put stairs, you don't need to do it. You could just do like a block staircase sort of thing, like that, if you want. And that actually might be perfect for the next thing. I didn't mean to do that, but so then what you're gonna want to do, which I didn't take a picture of the side of it, but I can see okay. So you're gonna want to build this up to the top, but you're just gonna, but not like exactly to the top. You're gonna want both of the sides to be an even amount. So then there's still a space at the top. So what I did is I used 4 stories of stairs, so there's 4 levels of this. So this is just half of it. So you just need to do 2 more after this on both sides. I'll be back once I finish that. Once you get both of them done, this is from the side, the left side view. So I just added this on the side because that's to help me build up the sides. So I just filled that all in. I just have an extra space there because I didn't use that. You're going to want to fill it all in. So it just looks like that. Oh, because you're not going to put windows there. I mean, I might have, but I'm just going to. So then you're just going to go across here at the top like that. And we'll do the bottom too. So then there's just a little border like that on both sides. So once you do that on both sides, it'll look like that, just long rectangles. So this part you could fill in with the glass pane again, or if you're just using the glass block, you can use that there too, it doesn't matter. I just like using the glass pane wherever I can. Just adding a little bit more of a, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. To allow more sunlight to come in. That's what I was trying to. So then once you have that all filled in, it's going to be like that. So what we're going to want to do for this, which luckily I have this picture which shows it perfectly because I did not write this down. So okay, so you're going to want to count 1, 2, 3. Okay, on the 4th one, you're going to want to break this for 5 blocks, which I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up to here, you're going to want to break that. Except for the bottom layer, keep the bottom. So that's what it looks like. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to put glass in here. So not like this because it doesn't fit with the staircase looking thing. So you're going to put it beneath. And then like that. So look like that. Let's go up all the way. This will allow extra light to be in to get inside. So this only is for 3 blocks, and then behind it there'll be a thing there, but we won't do that yet. So you're gonna do it on the other side, so then you can just, then there's a 4 block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a 3 on that side as well. Right down like this. And you're going to do that exact same thing on this one. And then you're going to want to do this on the exact same thing on the other side, which it should be a little bit easier because then you can just go across here and be like, oh, that's hopefully. So yeah, because it will line up later. So I'll be back once I do that. Alright, so once you do it on both sides, it should look like this. Looks a little weird from the inside, but it's okay. So, yes, you can see that these are a little bit, but we'll fix that in a little bit. So then what you're going to want to do is behind here is just put a nice little line there. Don't do anything there. Put another line over here. So then it just looks like this, so it's a little bit blocked off, so then it's still not, but it's more stair-like. And then at the top of it, I split it into 3 sections for my last one. Don't know why. But you could just fill it all in with it. And I didn't even like go against here, and then that doesn't really make sense. But okay. Because I could have just went across like that. That would have been. That's how I'm going to do it for this one. So I'm just going to go then 5 blocks across. Because then you'll know if they're even. The glass block, and then it will look like that. And then do it on this side. Okay. So the other one I had it in through 3 sections, and I had it like there, a line, there, a line, and then over here. So then it was bigger, but I'm just going to fill it in. So I'm just going to fill in these gaps with dark oak. Finish the roof. Okay, so once you do that, it's going to look like this. Sort of, gist of it. You could fill this with the glass block again, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it just like that. So now we're going to go on the inside. We want to make sure there's enough light, so I'm going to use glowstone and put it on the stairs on the back like that. So then on the inside it just it doesn't have a space there, and it will give lighting when it's night. So under all of the stairs you're going to do that, not under the glass part, just the stairs. So then that's what that looks like on the inside. The outside you might see a little bit of that if you're above it, but other than that you shouldn't see too much of it. So I'm going to change to torches now. Did I just throw it on the ground again? Don't think I did. Maybe I did. Okay, so the torches we can fill in later too, but I just want to put some in quick before we get anything else in. I'm gonna check to make sure I didn't have. Yeah, I have torches everywhere. Alright, so now this is the fun part of it, really, because you get to customize it all. So I'm going to keep those just in case if I break anything. And what you're going to want to do, or, I mean this part is all up to you. So what I did is I made a whole bunch of things in here. I started by putting trees in here so then I could have bees in here. So that's a nice like bee observatory thing. I didn't put this that close to the wall, but that's okay. So I added like 3-4 trees, and wherever you can, I put a ladder up so then you can get up here, because sometimes when you have when you're harvesting the honeycomb from the bees' nests or beehives, they will go on top of the tree, and there's no way to get that unless you go on top of it. So I built that on that side, but the way the trees, it's all going to be different depending on the trees, so it's on that side for me. Wherever works for you, it always has to be on one of these edges though, because it can't be on the glass. So that's where that goes. So then you can just walk across the top of the trees just in case. So we'll get to the bees in a minute, but Now it's the real decorating and all that fun stuff that we can do now. So before we get to like the flowers, I wanted to make a farm for mine. In mine. Because I thought, okay, the bees will fertilize it a little bit better. Of course, I knew I'd forget something. So the water bucket, so you're gonna want this to be 2 by 2. Maybe not exactly all the way, but I think I'm just gonna do it all the way. Yeah. And I leave one back there. Cut that there. And then another 4 space. Another 4. Or 2 actually. I don't know why I said 4. 2 space there. And there's that one there. I knew that would be useful. Okay. So then you can just go like this and did do one side over here. So then you can plant all the food and all that stuff. So you just put the seeds you want in there. Do carrots, wheat, all that stuff. Those. It's, the normal. You could also do pumpkins and watermelon, but I didn't want to deal with those for this one. I'm gonna throw those away now. So now you can get to the flowers and all that, so you can put whatever flowers you want all around. Mix it up, it's all yours. You're customizing, do all of that. I'll be back once I do that and customize it a little bit. Okay, so this is what mine looks like, just roughly. Add some flowers. I could add more here and stuff to fill it up a bit more, so then it's like completely filled. So do whatever. I put some bamboo as well because I like the look of them. And then you can just break them in one section here. You could also put sugarcane. Didn't think about that. The first one. Could definitely put sugarcane right against here. That would work perfectly. So then you can just break it here and then it all comes down. That's why I made the roof or the ceiling so high up. So then there was enough space for that to grow and trees to grow, so then it could be tall. So now for the bee part. So if you'd like to have bees in your thing, or greenhouse thing, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have, I need to put some more torches because it's dark. Then if it's night, I don't want mobs to spawn in here, even though this world is peaceful. I don't want to have them spawn. Make sure you add enough torches so it's not too dark in here. Like if we were to set night. Oh. I always do it wrong. See, it's still dark over here. There's not much I can do to change that because of the way, but you could definitely change it so then you can put enough in there, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because I'm going to always have it day and it's peaceful, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, but make sure you have enough lighting. So I have all that. The bees. So, wow. if you're going to be grabbing one in creative or survival, you're going to need a silk touch pickaxe, and you're going to need a campfire. So you're going to need to put a campfire down there. So I just put it 2 down, just so normally they're not that close to your face. So you're going to want a campfire underneath it. So then there should be 3 bees per hive. So they'll go into here later, but I just want to show you. If you're going to transport one of these, if you see them out in the wild, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need a silk touch, not pickaxe, an axe. And that just has you be able to pick it up without angering them. That's why you put that in there, so you don't anger them. So once you see 3 go in, or if you just are fine with that, but then there's a possibility of one, well, then one is going to be without a home and they'll be finding one. They will travel to find one. So then you're going to pick it up after this is on the ground, so then they don't get angry at you and sting you, and then after they sting you once, you get poisoned, but then they also die. So that's not cool. So you're going to want to do that to pick them up here. And if you're going to want to do anything with them, if you don't want to risk moving them, or if you don't want to, you just don't have the silk touch, anything, or just don't have that, then all you're just going to have to do is put that down, so then the smoke hits it, and then once it fills, once it has all the pollen and it has honey, you can either use shears on it, you right click on it with the shears, and then you'll get the honeycomb. You get 3, I think, from one, and sometimes they're on top, like I said before. And if you use glass bottles against it, right click, it'll give you honey. 3 of them, I think, is small. So then you can have those if you want to have it. If you want them to be secure in a thing, and if you want them to be able to help grow your crops, and that's almost, if not done, going to be done soon. And you're not going to want them all out at once, because then they're all going to come out at once again. As you can see, like, they're all coming now. You want them a little bit separated, so they have a little bit of a time gap between each of them, because they only come out like once every, like, it's a certain amount of time. But yeah, that is the greenhouse tutorial. I just cracked my knuckle. That's the greenhouse tutorial. So yeah, that is it. See, it's going over all the way to the side just to be able to get pollen. It's a great way. I love it so much. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.